Can the Overton window be shifted by lies, distortions, or misunderstandings? Well, that feels important and not at all foreboding. Yes, but it's obviously wrong to intentionally disseminate misleading information. Thank fuck for that. The massive underestimate of Medicare costs probably contributed to the program's creation in the 1960s. The false belief that weapons of mass destruction would be found in Iraq contributed to support for that war. Ah, that's weird. I wonder what political movement is against federal government spending and foreign intervention, but crucially, not brave enough to call the reasons for entering past military disasters lies. If you're feeling really daring, you might even say that it was an intentional dissemination of misleading information. The perceptive amongst you might have guessed that the Mackinac Centre describes itself as independent, otherwise known as libertarian. As an aside, here's a legal case they brought against the Michigan Department for Health. You'll notice it's about the underreporting of deaths in care homes, not, in fact, about the efficacy of lockdowns. They leapt at the opportunity to expose government ineptitude which caused the deaths of human beings in order to further their ideological goals. Cool! They also contributed to Project 2025 before being exposed and requesting that their name was removed from the contributors list. Very cool! So, why do we care about what this relatively small collection of free market freaks thinks? Once you name the window, teach people how to identify what falls within it and outside of it, you're also giving people the ammunition to shift it. The Mackinac Centre's purpose was to identify some of these ideas within the windows of possibility, but also the manipulation of the public to support ideas that may lie outside the window. They wanted a visual way to convince politicians and leaders within Michigan to work with them in order to further policy ideas. Already we're starting to see the irony of claiming that the window isn't a tool. Maybe this is new information to you, but politicians, at least the ones you've heard of, don't really believe in anything. They are creatures of their environment. And if they have a cause or a stance which has gained national attention, it's because the public was ready for those ideas to be platformed. Those ideas can be organic, but more often than not, they're the result of decades of media discourse discussing, dissecting, and sometimes championing them. A positive example might be marriage equality, and a negative example might be, I don't know, an ethno-supremacist state committing a genocide while the world watches on and does nothing. Think about two figures who've gained a lot of publicity on opposite ends of the political spectrum recently. We've got Nigel Farage on this side and Zoran Mamdani. Their popularity, the willingness of the public to engage with their ideas, elect them, is a reflection of the society from which they emerge. The fact that they emerge from more or less the same society is fascinating because it shows both the media machine at play and the organic, lived experiences of people.